Hello. Also, this is the guy who said when's the next part coming out. This is it. So, this is it. This is What If Deku Was the Winter Soldier. Where we left off in our last two other episodes, we find out how he became the Winter Soldier and the events of the, I would say the USJ event. And I believe I left it off there. So, also he is shipped with Jiro. Also, this is a college, so they can drink and all that, so YouTube don't say anything. And this is a not paid video or owned by any company, or not company, I should say. Or, also, I don't own anything in this video. I don't own any pictures, it sounds in the background. Now I have all those bases covered, so I don't get sued. Let's get into the story. We cut to, Deku waking up and feeling a lot of weight on his chest and realizing it's Jiro. Him putting her to the side and getting up. Putting some clothes on and going out. Jiro is still sleeping. And we do have, Deku after that going to the lounge area, or the kitchen, which is by the lounge area, so yeah. And he starts making food for himself and Jiro. Jiro getting up, putting her pants on, and one of Deku's shirts. What kind of shirt? It's a black shirt. Doesn't really matter. It's oversized for her anyways. Deku seeing the big shirt on her and him just chuckling. Her just saying what? Him just stating, oh, nothing, it's just weird seeing you have my own clothing on you. Her just saying, what? Why? Why is that weird? Him saying, oh, nothing, don't worry. And, he just saying he's making breakfast for both of them. And, with everyone else getting up also and going to the, getting ready, doing their whole get up, do breakfast, change clothing, and all that, like an everyday thing for them. And they do go off with Deku more or less holding hands with Jiro on the way there. Them starting conversations of just things that are happening, like the USJ event, the backlashing of what might happen, and other things. So, yeah. And they did hold a press conference after a little bit. At least when Aizawa was recovered a little more. And they did a, conversation of everything that they did happen. And, which is why the dorms are even more secure than ever. They upgraded any security, and the USJ is getting even better security now. And, they go to school or leave the dormitory, go out of the building, go to another building inside the school, and then just go to 1A classroom. Them getting there, them both sitting down and with everyone else. Aizawa coming in afterwards. Yes, his face ain't covered, but his entire body both of his arms are still bandaged up like crazy. So, yeah. And, they still make the remark of, you shouldn't be up, you should be resting. Aizawa just saying, no, this is what heroes do. Deku saying, he has a point, everyone. One time I got shot so many times, I still did my mission. Though, also he can see what he's done when he's mind controlled, it's just he can't really do anything. By the way, if I didn't explain that before. Which I should have, but I didn't explain. So I'm very sorry. And, he does the whole rant of, it's a hero's job to fight no matter what. So, yeah. And after that whole fact, Deku does more or less everyone does hear more about, everything that's going on with the UHA and stuff like that. Then you do hear the thing of the, sports festival. And, I saw explaining it's for heroes, and you can get actual hero agencies. So, yeah. Also, I'm very sorry if I'm just redoing with stuff I've said in the end of the last episode. I'm sorry, seeing this is all non-scripted, so I might get mixed up with where I left off. Though I think I did already say all this, but I'm just saying it again, so I'm sorry if it's boring. So, yeah. And he says what's happening and when is it. So in 2 weeks' time, and it's been a fairly bit since the USJ event, so everyone has calmed down, and they don't have trauma or anything like that. Nothing like they have no trauma anymore, or really not. They really didn't have trauma. It's more or less just villains attacked. So yeah, and more, and then 2 weeks go by or the week or two goes by, and while that's happening, Jiro and Deku more or less sparring and training. Jiro actually getting a more fighting style, even though it's still like not as good as Deku. Why? Because it's 2 weeks. Deku's been like doing that for how long? Just on missions and actually killing people. Yeah, he's not better than him. At least not. Who knows? Not yet, or at least not equal to him. So Deku's more or less just sparring and trying to train her up. Though trying to get her quirk more precise. Because what I mainly see this is my opinion, I really just see her having big blasts, and only with her gauntlets she can really calm it down. Even that's hard. So she's gotten to a point of where she can actually control her stuff to actually make shit. Like, I understand when she does put sound to things, it instantly like breaks if she like uses her quirk on it. Though now she has a better control of it. Like, she can control making like a little shake in the ground, but not breaking the ground. Yes, if someone does hit the ground, she still felt it. There's no doubt about that. That's something you can't turn off, seeing it is a hearing quirk. Though it is more controlled. She has also learned to dial down the sound. Like, if she were to hear something in the ground, she can also, like the volume, she can dial the sound down for her own sake. So it's basically a volume button, or a volume for her, which is what I'm trying to explain. And, once the sports festival does come, there's some, news out that a quirkless person is a new way at this point. People being, kind of not believing it. Because the new student that did come has a metal arm, and they think it's a quirk. So yeah. Bakugo, when this whole starts, they're all changing. Mineta, sorry, something got chopped in my throat. Mineta is not, I don't believe I made Mineta there. So yeah. Though, did I? I don't know if I expelled him. I don't think. If not, if I did, I'm sorry. I'm just going to retcon that to not. Mineta tries to peep again, and he got thrown into the middle of the sports festival arena by Deku. And you just hear him saying, "Save me, save me," with the metal arm cutting out of it and dragging him back in, throwing him in, making another, if you ever throw a person through a wall and they would make that little indent, think of you hitting that wall again, but on a different angle. So it's weird. You can see like a person went through it, though it's like two people went through it at the same time, kind of looking. So yeah, and now everyone's just shocked because the metal person, because they've heard that someone has a metal arm, and sorry for those text messages. And yeah. They're thinking is he not stable-minded? Though none of them really think that, or some of them do, some of them don't, and yeah. Now he holes in there, with Cementonska just going down and fixing it. Or fixing the holes that Deku did throw Mineta through, and just stating, don't do that again. Deku saying he deserves it, he's a pervert. Him saying, oh, okay, and closes it up. With none of them hearing that conversation, so yeah. And he just thinks that there might be a little hole in the wall, so that's why. Mineta comes back with a concussion, though. Recovery Girl comes in, slaps him in the back of the forehead, and heals him. I can't say that word. Very, like, doesn't want to really do it. Sorry when I still have my wisdom teeth in my mouth and it's like, it's hard for me to speak sometimes. Don't worry, I'm getting them taken out soon, so you actually might get a lot of better content with my verbal side. So, yeah. Also, Deku doesn't have any weapons or anything, it's just his metal arm, which you can't really take that off, so, yeah. And first fight does happen. Shinzo didn't really make the remark of going to the 1A class because, he heard about the quirkless person and actually talked to Deku over that little training span he did with Jiro. So he thought, because he's actually quirkless, and heard a bit of backstory, he didn't go. Though some kids still went there, though it wasn't really a big thing for me to say, though, yeah, they still did. Like Monoma, though, immediately got shut up by a fist to the face with Deku. So, yeah. Though no one really cared, even Buck was just saying, "Damn right, you better shut up, good job, Deku." Or, "Good job, Midoriya." I'm just saying, whatever, Bakugo, and goes off. Yeah, Bakugo still pissed at Deku. Why? Bakugo got his ass beat in this villains versus heroes test. So, yeah. So, the first fight is Shinzo versus, Deku. Or not Midoriya, but just Deku for my sake, and we all know who Deku is, so yeah. And after a little longer, yeah, I really don't think I should explain this. It's what you think. A skilled fighter versus, like, Shinzo, let's just say, Shinzo just quits because he realizes, also you're wondering why am I not talking about everything? Well, Deku was not allowed to go in those fights, and if you know that Bakugo would have, I believe, won in the run, and Todoroki actually would have won in the second round. So, yeah. I don't really want to go into explanation because they thought it would be unfair for Deku. So they kind of gave him a pass. So now Deku has even more eyes watching him because they all think he's so good, he doesn't have to. So, yeah. Though they're very mistaken, Shinzo immediately backs out. Now people are just wondering if he has some sort of quirk to make people do what he wants. Unaware to them, Shinzo has that power. And yeah, Shinzo doesn't really do it because, there was someone when Deku was agent for Hydra. He is not able to get mind controlled. Why? He's kind of like split personality with Kikin, and the heroes told Shinzo about this. So, seeing he doesn't want to use his quirk by accident and basically make him be a villain again, he just quits. Second fight. Everything goes to what you might think. So, yeah. Deku's next fight. Also, yeah. Todoroki's still in his own personality, so, I think his name is Shinzo, or Shiro, or Zero. I don't know. The tape guy. Yeah, he still gets iceberged. And everyone gets what you might think. So, yeah. Also, I'm sorry if I'm not putting a lot of detail. It's just, I don't see, I'm mainly just doing what Deku's seeing and stuff like that. So, yeah. And, after a long time, Shoto, he does fight with Shoto. And his fight is more or less what you might think. He's using his arm to more or less take out his ice. So using his, punching. Though on the announcement, while they're fighting, President Mike just asks, "So, Aizawa, what's his quirk?" Him just saying, he doesn't got one. Everyone being shocked and thinking, how is he even a UA student? Was one of those heroes just saying, "This shouldn't be, you should kick him out right now. He's quirkless, he's a loser." Deku flinching at that and just saying, "Shut up. You don't even know what I've been through." And Aizawa just saying, "Midoriya, focus on what you're doing." And goes on explaining that he was experimented on and that arm of his is actually made of is not his quirk. It was implanted in him forcefully. He was made into a weapon. And yeah, and the government and him is just trying to explain whatever he can, seeing as some of it is classified. So yeah. And you do have well, a little afterwards of Todoroki finally giving in to his fire side, though very pissed offly. Because he's so pissed off, he's just using it out of malice and, well, wanting to win no matter what, and proving his father wrong. Though, in fact, he's just proving his father right. Deku making the remark of saying, "Oh, so you're finally going to use your other side." Him realizing he's using his fire side and turning it on. Deku saying, "You realize that's not his quirk." Him saying, "It is." He's with Deku saying, "Oh, okay," and screaming to the crowd. Screaming or going to facing a, well, kind of like one of those non-monitors. A thing and just saying, "Endeavor, use your quirk on your son. Make him light him up." And nothing happens. Him saying, isn't that funny? It's not his quirk." Todoroki just marking that I'm never using his damn fire. Him saying, "It's your fire, Todoroki. It's your fire, Todoroki." In a more colder tone, though, yes, still like, "It's your quirk, Todoroki." So, yeah. And, yeah, Todoroki ends up using its fire side. And actually hurting Deku quite a bit. Yes, his arm might be, well, invincible, or almost invincible, unless you have another vibranium weapon. Though, other than that, his body's still flesh and blood. Yes, he might have done serious training, though still, it's still gonna burn him and give him burns. So yeah, he's one time was on fire and him using his metal arm to pat it out. But getting through all that he finally sucker punches. He got in close enough to more or less use his fighting style on Todoroki, because at this point he was just staying back. So he finally got in close and sucker punched him with his metal arm, knocking him out. Now people are very shocked and just thinking that's, well, shouldn't happen. A person with a quirk, and even as high level as Todoroki, should have won easily. Yeah. No, Deku doesn't really care at this point, so he's just like, doesn't really care. So looking dead in the eye goes to a monitor that's screening not monitor, to a TV thing, just saying, "Okay, everyone, I know what you're thinking. I'm quirkless. It was proven." And yes, it was proven, so you can't say I'm lying to the heroes. Though, I was experimented on. I was trained to be a killer. And I was a killer for so many damn years. They forced me to kill, mind controlled me. And now that I have my mind back, if you're watching, whoever you are leading that organization, watch out. 'Cause I'm coming for you." And everyone's just like, "Oh, shit's gonna go down." So, yeah. And him leaving. Bakugo still having that fight with Uraraka. They're going to say easier on her. Why? Well, because, it took his girlfriend, because I said that in the last episode, so yeah. Or at least they slept together in the last episode. But they are dating. So, yeah, he goes slightly easier, though still enough to, win against Ochako. And, fight Deku versus Midoriya. Oh, him just saying, "Oh, I can't wait to finally beat your ass." Deku saying, "Oh, sorry, Bakugo, you're gonna have to wait a tiny bit longer." Trying to get close to Bakugo by running close to him. Bakugo saying no, and trying to use his explosions to, explode Deku. Deku using his arm to more or less use as a little shield to protect his face from the explosions, which in doing so, even one time going through his, Bakugo's explosion one time, covering his face, and, starting to unload on him. Though Bakugo's no weak person either. He's trained his body as well. To a certain degree, at least. Not to Deku's degree, but to a certain degree. So he's not just going to get knocked out with one punch by his metal fist. Maybe 5, but yeah. Deku more or less using different fighting styles like judo, taekwondo, karate, different martial arts. So, yeah. even boxing at one point. And people are watching this and find it very, well, this is not Hydra, by the way, that like different Asians do find this very nice because, well, people have learned to fight without their quirks for some heroes, like certain, at least not like certain Night Eye, and well, yeah. So he's taking an interest in him and other people, and so that means he's getting a lot of followers. With, well, Deku actually getting his arm flown back because of the explosion, and him being pissed off slightly, using his actual real hand, punching Deku, or not Deku, Bakugo square in the face, stating, "Alright, playtime's over," and proceeds to suplex his face into the concrete ground. Yeah, that knocked him out clean. No matter what you say, that can knock anyone out clean if they're not ready for that. And him putting his hand up and just saying, "I won." Everyone cheering loudly. And he's also inspiring other people that are actually quirkless. Yes, they still might not be, well, having a metal arm, though still. Even Deku was strong in his other arm, so yeah. And after they do more or less go back, Deku comforting Jiro because she did lose. She just did make it a one round higher, though still lost. So yeah, though comforting her and more or less making her her favorite food to cheer her up. And yeah, with the next week coming back with a lot of people with concussions that fought, with a lot of people having bandages on their heads and bandages over their bodies. Why? Well, Daigo's arm hits like a bitch. Which you all can agree on. Anyone that has seen the Winter Soldier fight and have that metal arm, yeah, it fights like a bit. It hits like a bitch. Yeah, which can be most seen in the Civil War of Avengers. So, yeah. And after a, sorry everyone that you did see that. After a while, you do have everyone coming in with with Aizawa coming in fully healed, because, well, he was healed by the time of by the sports festival event. So, yeah. With Deku, them all getting their, invitations to the hero agencies. Deku looking through it with Jiro, because they more or less want to do it together. Some people doing it together, though some people not. And, Jiro realizing she has a sound person with a sound quirk and goes to that. Deku going to Sir Night Eyes. Though in real fact, they actually are pretty close together, so yeah. It's actually a couple blocks away from each other. So they're going to, so it's plot, basically, for my own sake. And, Deku does actually go to Sir Night Eyes, and because he's not going to Gran Torino, because why? He doesn't have one for all. And because Bakugo has it. So Bakugo, I think, would go to Gran Torino and try to control more of his power. Why? Because he realized he can just use it as a percentage, not go all like, hami hami ha, and use all of it at once. So, yeah. And, and after a little longer, because after, they go there, Jiro does the same thing, just training more on her martial arts skills that Deku taught her, and working on her, sound quirk. While Deku's at Sir Night actually helping out with investigations and doing some actual hero work. Yes, it might be minor hero work, like stopping crooks, or even stopping a big robbery here and there. Though it still happens. And after a little bit, Sir Night does introduce Mirio to him, and they hit off pretty nicely, being good friends already when they first meet even. And Mira just asks about what's with the metal arm, is it a quirk? Him saying no and explain more of his past. Yeah, even Bubble Girl was just there and just looked sad and just saying, I'm sorry for what you had to go through. Deku just saying, no, it's fine. I'm not mind controlled anymore. And the only bad thing is I can't go to Russia anymore. Them asking why. Him saying that's kind of like the trigger phase, the Russian Bible. It's what they use to, as the key to mind controlling him. Them saying, oh, alright, and yeah. And them not running to overhaul, because why? Well, because it's not that time, not that time yet. And the 2 weeks, and with Deku, does realize, though Deku's completely oblivious to Ida, because he didn't really care. Yes, Ida didn't die, though he's still pretty hurt. Why? Because Shoto did come and did save him. Why did Shoto come? Well, he was in the area and saw Ida on the ground, with the knife towards his neck that Stan was holding. So he's not dead, he's just in the condition he was in the anime. So yeah. Also, sorry for all those text messages. Sorry everyone that you see all those. My parents like to talk and to our family. Yeah, sorry. And Deku does, he goes out and does try to, help some people with Jiro, because why? Because he just thought it would be nicer to spend time with his girlfriend. Even Muriel was jealous, because why? Because he has a girlfriend by that time. So yeah. And after in the Noma's attack, Deku more or less with his guns, yeah. He was allowed to actually use seeing he was more trusted now and actually fully trusted. He actually got to switch from those grenades that I did have before to actual grenades, like to put it in his gun. So yeah, a lot of nobles got their head blown to Kingdom Come. Though some just got their head filled with bullets and others just like that. And even one being ripped off by Deku's metal arm. So yeah. Jiro did more or less help with the evacuation for people in that area, so yeah. Or at least get people away from the whole villain's attack. And yeah. So yeah. How much longer should I put it? You know what, I'll go a little longer. And after several more weeks, they finally get where All For One and the LOV is. Also, I understand there is the camp, though that's not going to be put in just yet. And, All Might using the last embers of One For All. Deku being there just more or less taking out villains. And in this, he actually takes out Himiko Toga. And, her knives can't really pass through vibranium, which is a metal. Her blades seem to snap against it. Her being more crazed and being in a crazed state, that basically made an opportunity for him to, take her out. Or knock her out and just throw her to a police officer and just put her in a car. With them taking back to the police station and trying to get information out of her. And All For One still more or less gets captured. And yeah. Though Muscular wasn't there and all the people that were there weren't there. Because they all escaped. So yeah. So after also this is actually, I'll just use this as the rest of the episode as a filler. After that whole event, Deku tries to spend more time with Jiro. Why? Because he does want to, if he does end up dying in the line of duty, he'd rather spend a lot of time with his girlfriend. Him even thinking of if they ever got married. At some point with Jiro just blushing and just saying, Yeah, she didn't say anything. And well, Deku does actually try to, well, as, well, you know what, he does try to give better with Bakugo, and yeah, him actually doing so it's more like they're back in the, were rivals, though, but Deku just sees them as friends, though just plays along. And yeah. Honestly, I don't know what I should do more for this. I actually been only thinking about another episode I am going to do soon. And this series will end soon. And I want to have the next season ready to go. Also, the second video that's coming out today is pre-recorded from yesterday that this is coming out. And this is from the other will be explained. Though it is from a movie. A very good movie. That was put on Netflix. So, guess. So everyone, have a good day, have a good life, and wear a mask.